Next at 7, a man convicted of killing his family in Seminole County is being investigated again. The alleged plan he had with the wife of a reality TV star. Plus, government security personnel criticized by an Orange County leader for not doing their job. What an audit reveals. Coming up.
Tonight's primetime lineup on WESH 2 is sponsored by Orlando Health Heart and Vascular Institute, ranked top 50 in the nation by U.S. News and World Report.
A story ripped right out of a Hollywood movie. A killer spending life behind bars here in Florida for murdering his family is now believed to have been a part of a murder-for-hire plan in Las Vegas.
The owners of a Brevard County pool company are now out on bond after being accused of stealing millions from local families. I'm WESH 2's Megan Moriarty. What investigators say they spent the money on and why their attorneys believe they can get the charges dropped.
32 years old, 5'9", weighing 68 pounds. Police say a man is rescued after being held captive, starved, and abused inside this home by his stepmother for 21 years.
While cases of measles have risen across parts of the country, the number of kids getting vaccinated has dropped in Central Florida. What local experts are saying about it.
WESH 2 News starts right now.
You know, I don't have a history of going to prison before. You know, you're surrounded by a lot of, people that are doing, either a lifetime of crimes and they're terrible people. Or
that was the voice of Grant Amato during a jailhouse interview in 2019. That is when he was convicted of killing his family here in Seminole County.
He is serving life in prison here in Florida, but now he is part of a new investigation in Las Vegas. As WESH News Tonight, Gibber Gettigus reports, he's now accused of being part of a plan to kill a reality TV star. Aaron Goodwin has not yet commented on this investigation. His wife, Victoria Goodwin, is being held in a Las Vegas jail on a $100,000 bond. We also reached out to the Florida Department of Corrections regarding how Amato had access to a cell phone in prison. We received this statement saying, in part, the department maintains a strict zero-tolerance policy regarding the use of cell phones in prisons. They also conduct routine cell checks to search for contraband, and when it is discovered, they hold those individuals accountable.
Turning our attention now to your first warning weather. I'm here with Chief Meteorologist Tony Manalfi. Tony, we all saw it. Today was beautiful, perfect weather. Things are about to change as we head into the weekend.
Yeah, so Friday and Saturday look good. It's the back end of the weekend, Michelle, that a big storm system out west is going to head our way. In fact, let's begin with a look at that storm system. There's California, there's Las Vegas, and you can see that area of low pressure out there. That's the storm system that's going to come out into the Central Plains tomorrow and start a very large outbreak of severe weather. From there, it will continue to build eastward and then head our way as we head into the back end of the weekend and early Monday morning. So here's a look now at Futurecast for a significant severe weather event to happen. A couple things need to take place. You need a lot of moisture, warm, coming in from the Gulf, feeding into the storm system and the southerly low-level jet, while upstairs need a strong westerly component and some drier air. We have all of those ingredients in play. That gets this line of showers and storms going, such that by the time we get to Sunday morning, you can see a line of storms now just to the west of Tallahassee, and then developing during the heat of the afternoon now on Sunday. So that's what we need to watch here very carefully in Central Florida. How this develops as we get into Sunday afternoon will translate into Central Florida one way or the other. Latest thinking is that line is going to be strong enough that at the very least there could be a few strong to severe storms from I-10 just north of Marion County. But remember, this is subject to change depending upon the exact location and track of that storm. And in fact, you take a look at our Futurecast models, they are still hinting at a very, very low chance for the risk for twisting motion there that could generate a tornado. We'll talk more about this and the instability for the upcoming weekend storm when I see you coming up at 7:18.
Happening now, the search continues for a missing woman in Orange County. Ocoee police say 90-year-old Shirley Anderson disappeared from her assisted living facility around 11 o'clock last night. Take a look at your screen. This is what she looks like. This happened along Tommen Boulevard, just south of the Turnpike. Shirley is about 5'3". She was last seen wearing a blue sweater and gray pants. If you have seen this woman, call Ocoee police. The owners of a Brevard County pool company accused of ripping off customers are back in Central Florida.
Investigators say Charles and Kristen Black of Legacy Pools took millions of dollars from customers and used it on traveling, gym memberships, and a pool for themselves.
WESH 2's Brevard County reporter Megan Moriarty talked with their attorney, who says this is just a simple contract dispute.
Both have been released on bond but must remain in Florida. Their next court date is set for April 3rd.
Now to a health alert. Tomorrow, the CDC is expected to provide an update on nationwide cases of measles. Today, we learned the rate of vaccination against the measles has dropped in parts of Central Florida in recent years. According to Florida Department of Health data, Orange and its surrounding counties here in Central Florida have immunization rates below the CDC's recommended coverage of 95%. 25 years ago, U.S. health officials declared measles was eradicated due to a highly effective vaccination program. Dr. Rajiv Ball is a local emergency medicine physician.
As a healthcare provider myself and also my wife as well, we believe in the vaccines and we've actually provided it to both of our kids. And so we always say is that if it's safe for us, it should be safe for the general public as well.
Osceola County has the lowest immunization rate in Central Florida at 86.9%. Now, across the area, nearly every county is below the statewide rate of 90.6%, with the exceptions being Marion and Sumter counties.
In Volusia County, 4 high-tech cameras are now watching over Main Street in Daytona Beach. 8 cameras first went up on Seabreeze Boulevard in efforts to curb crime and keep people safe. Main Street got the cameras to keep an eye on the crowds that come for big events. Their feed looks something like this. They can watch in real time, and according to Commissioner Ken Strickland, officers can also pull it out while in their patrol vehicle.
They can pull that up at any time and see what's going on in any area. If they were to get a call to go somewhere, they can go ahead and pull that up and see what's happening there as they arrive.
The 4 cameras that are up at Halifax Avenue, Peninsula Drive, Atlantic Avenue, and the Main Street Bridge. Future installations are planned at Oleander Avenue, Wild Olive Avenue, and Grandview Avenue.
SpaceX will try tomorrow to send a new crew to the International Space Station. Crew 10 was supposed to go up last night, but the mission was scrubbed just about 45 minutes before launch because of a hydraulics issue. Once the Falcon 9 rocket does lift off, it'll take 4 new astronauts to the ISS to relieve the current crew, including astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams. They've been in space for 9 months now because their Starliner capsule had some problems and returned to Earth without them months ago. Launch is now set for 7:03 tomorrow night. We will bring it to you live right here on WESH 2 News. And if you stay up late enough tonight, you might be able to catch the total lunar eclipse. The full moon will turn red as the moon aligns perfectly with the Earth and the sun. Unlike the solar eclipse, you don't need special glasses to protect your eyes when looking at the moon. The peak lunar eclipse will be around 3 o'clock in the morning. I know.
Some of the 400 buildings in Orange County, controlled by Orange County government, are in the hands of a security firm. I'm WESH 2 News investigative reporter Greg Fox. I'll show you how a new audit says that company should be doing a better job keeping you safe.
And for those of you who just cannot wait for Epic Universe to open, we have news about newly available tickets. Tony.
And Michelle, late this weekend, a line of thunderstorms will be marching across the Florida Panhandle and trying to move into Central Florida. We'll give you our evaluation of what we think may or may not happen in just a couple of minutes.
This First Morning Weather Update is sponsored by attorney Dan Newlin.
An unimaginable case of abuse out of Connecticut tonight. A 32-year-old man was rescued after he says he was held captive, starved, and abused for 21 years by his stepmother. Investigators say the now 32-year-old victim was discovered after he set his house on fire in an attempt to be rescued. Police say the victim is 5'9" and weighs only 68 pounds.
33 years of law enforcement. This is the worst treatment of humanity that I've ever witnessed, right? I mean, honestly, when we first started talking about it, we really couldn't believe it. It took a lot of convincing amongst ourselves to just really accept what was going on, and it's really hard to talk about still. I mean, it's shuddering to think that someone would treat any person, let alone a family member or someone that was entrusted as a guardian or a parental figure in this way.
Bond for 56-year-old Kimberly Sullivan was set at $300,000. She faces numerous charges.
Now to a WESH 2 News investigation. They're charged with the job of protecting the public in Orange County, but according to a new audit, they're missing the mark.
Today, the Orange County Comptroller released his investigative findings, and as WESH 2 News investigative reporter Greg Fox reports, they are similar to findings in an earlier audit. The county also says it is considering splitting up the security contract beginning next year into multiple vendors to improve oversight and public safety. Greg reached out to Allied Universal for comment. He will update our report online once we've heard back.
All right, bringing in Chief Meteorologist Tony Manolfi now. Tony, we have an impact weather day over the weekend. We obviously saw impact weather at the beginning of this week. Is this the same sort of stuff that we're going to see?
This is a larger storm system, but we're going to be on the far southern extent of it. So it's a little bit different, but there is the risk that we could have some strong to damaging winds and maybe something even more in our northern community. So we want you just to keep checking back in between now and Sunday morning just to get the updates. All right, let me take you back outside. We'll take a look now at your updated 7-day forecast. Even warmer tomorrow, 83. And then we get into the weekend, near record and record heat. And late in the day now on Sunday, looks like there's going to be an evolving line of showers and thunderstorms. We're still trying to determine the extent of the severity of that line as it moves across the northern Gulf, the Big Bend in the morning, and then eventually our way during, unfortunately, what could be the peak heating of Sunday late afternoon and evenings. Well, the timing is critical here. Looks like the rain and everything will pull out early Monday morning. Sun setting now over the Halifax and over towards the Atlantic there, just off the coast, Daytona Beach, and you can see the temperatures here now. Falling back into the upper 60s to around the 70-degree mark. Metro area still running in the mid-70s. We got a little disturbance here creating some action tonight near Alabama, Georgia, and Tennessee. But it's this storm system right here that is going to come out tomorrow from the Rocky states there in the mountainous areas and really get charged up and kind of push to the east on Saturday and then our way on Sunday. But for tonight, we're in great shape. If you're running errands, you're doing whatever you normally do, you're going to be in good shape. And the skies are going to be clear for the viewing of the lunar eclipse. You can see the peak there right around 2:58, and then the total eclipse ending there right around 3:30 in the morning. You can see the burnt red as we've got the sun, the earth, and the moon all lined up, creating that beautiful hue of red. And then as we get deeper past that total eclipse, you can see the moon returns to its normal state. All right, so tonight and tomorrow, beautiful weather, breezy by the afternoon, but warm. Afternoon highs 80 to 85 through the interior, 75 to 80 right here along the immediate coastline. So let's put it all together for Daytona Beach. Spring break is going on. Folks are going to be loving that. Watch the rip currents. Moderate concerns there tomorrow. And there's your rip risk right there. Look at the water temperatures now falling back a few degrees into the lower 60s. High tide 950. Low tide, when you have the greatest risk for rip currents, right around 4:04 in the afternoon. So swim near those lifeguards. All right, Saturday on into Sunday. Here comes our storm system. The European all week has been the most aggressive with this next weather maker. And so that has us, watching things intently here. There's your big outbreak tomorrow, dropping off towards the south and east on Saturday. And then on Sunday begins to hit the mid-Atlantic and the southeast. And this is the day that we are going to be watching very, very carefully because a few of the storms could potentially become strong to severe. Now, let's take a look at one of the parameters we like to look at for severe weather. It's the shear, whether it's changing of the winds with height or just straight up speed shear, wind bumping into wind. There it is, increasing now late Sunday night on into Monday morning before things begin to taper on down. The wind and the heat is going to fuel these storms, and that's going to be something else we're going to have to watch going into the upcoming weekend. So one more time, near 90 on Sunday, much cooler for St. Patrick's Day on into Tuesday.
The time has come now where we are talking about a big story that's going to air right after WESH 2. They are devices we can't seem to live without. Cell phones, tablets, loaded with social media and text messages.
Sometimes they're leading kids into danger. On the next Saving Our Streets special, WESH 2's Nancy Alvarez looks at the impact screen time is having on our kids after the murder of a 16-year-old. Her attacker, just 15. How can parents get a handle on what's happening and its effect?
Join us for Her Last Word Was Mom. Next, right here on WESH 2, we hope you'll watch it with your teens and start an important conversation.
Closed captioning is sponsored by Advent Health.
In Central Florida, the weather is always changing.
That's why we work around the clock. so you know exactly what to plan for.
From tracking the next big storm to how to dress the kids for school.
That's why at WESH 2, we keep you at the center of what we do.
Constantly monitoring the latest data so you can be prepared for what's next.
No guessing, just an easy, understandable forecast, sun up to sundown.
This is WESH 2 First Warning Weather, certified Central Florida's most accurate.
The time has come. Single-day tickets for Epic Universe are now on sale. Single-day tickets can be used starting June 1st. They start at $139. Our Jason Guy reported earlier today that Universal's website appeared to have some issues due to the high demand. Head to WESH.com and look under Park Central to see all of the available ticket options and exclusive Chopper 2 video. Epic Universe will open on May 22nd. We are staying on top of that developing news tonight. Police are looking for a missing 90-year-old woman in Ocoee.
WESH 2's Summer Knowles is in studio with a preview of what else we're working on for you at 11. Summer.
Well, happening right now, Osceola County Sheriff Marco Lopez is talking with the community about new immigration laws here in Florida, how he says his office is enforcing the law, and his message to people who are concerned about aggressive enforcement. Plus, a bear hunt proposed here in Florida for the first time in 10 years. Central Florida has the biggest bear population in the state. Why wildlife officials say it might be needed and what local families have to say about it all. Tonight at 11. Back to you.
That does it for now. Stay here for our special Saving Our Streets. Her last word was mom.
And join us again at 10 on CW18 and 11 o'clock right here on WESH 2. Have a wonderful night.
Thank you for watching WESH 2 News. Stay connected to local live late-breaking coverage anytime, anywhere on WESH.com or on the WESH 2 app.
From the big picture on your national weather to what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Today and WESH 2 News Sunrise, warning you first to changing weather.
So you're always prepared for whatever comes your way.
Every morning, right here on WESH 2.